Waiver wire winners heading into week 2 for fantasy football. These are players rostered in under 50% of Fantrax leagues to consider picking up. Puka Nacua had a top 10 performance for the wide receiver position. He caught 10 of 15 targets for 119 receiving yards, over 20 fantasy points. This is Matthew Stafford's number one target, it seems, with Cooper Kupp being out. Nico Collins led the Texans in all of targets, receptions, and receiving yards. He caught 6 of 11 targets for 80 yards. He had a top 20 week. Mac Jones was loving Kendrick Bourne on Sunday. Bourne played 91% of the snaps. He caught 6 of 11 targets for 64 yards and 2 touchdowns. We have Tyquan Thornton and Devontae Parker banged up. I think this could be sticky, and Bourne has a bigger role this year. 18 touches for Kenneth Gainwell. He played 62% of the snaps. Rashad Penny was a healthy scratch. DeAndre Swift only had 2 touches in this game. Keep an eye on the rib injury, but he looks like the team's running back one. Sometimes coach speak actually is what they are going to do. Joshua Kelly matched Austin Eckler's rushing attempt total with 16 carries. He went for 91 yards and a touchdown. It was a top 12 performance. I don't know if he's just a handcuff. This looks like it could be a committee backfield. Hayden Hurst was the second best tight end play of the week. He caught 5 of 7 targets for 41 yards and a touchdown. He led Carolina in all receiving categories, which is significant with roles wide open for Bryce Young. Rashid Shaheed caught 5 of 6 targets for 89 yards and a touchdown. It was a top 12 performance. He even ran the ball twice. I think he is a very dynamic player, a downfield threat, and while he does have Chris Olave and Michael Thomas, I think he will play an important role in the Saints offense. The rookie Roschon Johnson carried the ball 5 times for 20 yards and a touchdown. He was targeted 7 times, which tied for the team lead. He caught 6 of them. It was a top 10 fantasy week. If you want to say he played in garbage time, that's fine. I think he can carve out a significant role. He's a good stash. He might take over as the team's running back one later on in the season. Cam Akers had a really bad 22 carries for 29 rushing yard stat line. Kyron Williams played 65% of the snaps. He was more productive. He carried the ball 15 times for 52 yards and 2 touchdowns. Another good stash, I think, is rookie Tajee Spears, who played 54% of the snaps. It seems like the Tennessee Titans want to get this guy involved. He could be Derrick Henry's handcuff, or he could play a little bit of a role on a weekly basis. If you are looking for more tight end suggestions, Logan Thomas played 82% of the snaps, and he led Washington in targets. Zach Ertz played 77% of the snaps. He also led his team with 10 targets, and I think he was an easy outlet for Dobbs. We've seen the history of Zach Ertz being fantasy relevant. Darnell Mooney caught 4 of 7 targets for 53 yards and a touchdown back in 2021. He had over 1,000 receiving yards, and I think it's encouraging to see that Justin Fields threw the ball 37 times in this one. And a lot of people are going to talk about the Ravens' backfield with J.K. Dobbins having a season-ending injury. Justice Hill, Gus Edwards, Melvin Gordon, I think, is still on the team. I think there's a chance that they go after one of Kareem Hunt or Leonard Fournette. I'm pretty sure somebody came out and said that they weren't going to do that, but I think both of these guys are good stashes because running backs are going to get injured this year, and these guys will touch the ball when they land somewhere in place of one of those injured running backs. And last, I don't know if he qualifies for this list, but check to see if Tyler Algier is available. He led Atlanta in rushing yards, attempts, and total yardage. 75 yards and 2 touchdowns. He punched in 2 goal line attempts. Is he this year's Jamal Williams? I don't know, but he touched the ball enough and he had some touchdown upside.